Hi guys, how is it going? Right, I am very excited to play some When They Cry today. I just gotta... Oh, for fuck's sake, hold up. I don't know why, but I really hate it when, like, in your peripheral vision, there's just something so small that you just can't sort of live until it's sort of been, I don't know, been made into something that's not a distraction. That's kind of me right now. I just had to, like, shut my curtain. Like, the tiniest bit of my curtain I had to shut just because of that. So bloody annoying. Oh, welcome, bro. Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to be real. The stream didn't crash. It's just, I always want to randomize my songs in the stream starting soon page, and it just kind of pisses me off when, like, the song's the same, even though I literally made an effort to make it so it would be different. So it was just an error on my part, and yeah, I fixed it now, because I was deleting the wrong song, so yeah. But I've actually deleted the right song now, so yeah, it's kind of good that. Right, I'm just not really confident about this webcam. Hang on a sec. Just want to adjust this before stream starts. Well, we start playing. At least the stream actually has started. Right, there we are. That's fine. So, yeah, we're going to be doing some more Meakashi today, and I am very, very excited today. I'm not very excited. I am really bloody excited because this is probably, in theory, going to be like the most interesting part of the story. I didn't play yesterday, so I kind of want to make it up today, so I want to spend some more time on it, you know? I really hope that today, like, it's just going to get really, really interesting. I mean... and dark as well, let's be real. I love it when it... Yep, Sonozaki house. Obvious dark connotations. Right, here we go. It's going to be very interesting, this. I am going to be so interested to see what's going to happen, because we've snuck into the Watanagasi storehouse. Shrine storehouse. So, yeah, in theory, a lot could happen, but I don't know. It's going to be very cool to find out. Right, here we go. My relatives gathered at the Sonozaki house after the festival to have a little party. Oh, yeah, this is the Watanagasi party, isn't it? Yeah, I mingled with my uncles and had fun. Oh, yeah, I forgot that Shion was actually going to this party. So she's literally snuck into the house, and then she has to go to a party. God. I hope she doesn't get, like, some really awkward moments if people have actually found out. Right, I mingled with my uncles and had fun. I was trying to get rid of my eerie moments of the ritual storehouse. Yeah. Oh, Mion. Mion was acting as the successor, so I tried to stay away from her. Oh, fair. I'm sure she would feel weird if I talked to her in a formal way. In consideration of the hag's old age, we ended the party around 11 PM. What? How's that a consideration? I mean, I suppose sleep is vital when you're older, but, like, is it that vital? We all helped to clean up, with the woman washing the dishes in the kitchen. And the men folding the tables and putting them away in a storeroom. Damn. I feel bad for the women. It only took around 30 minutes, then everybody left, one after another. But then Mion was no longer acting as the Sonozaki successor and was back to being her normal self. God, it must be so annoying just after, like, just having to, like, put on a just completely different personality just to impress everybody, really. And you have to do it as well. Maybe I over-exaggerated a little. I was lying on the tatami floor. She is going to literally... Oh, it's Kasai. She's going to give her away. She's going to give herself away if she does that more. Kasai asked me if I could get in the car, so I told him I'd rather not move anymore. Oh, nice one, Ro. God, good luck on that. Programming is... I don't know, it's something I've never really done. So I don't know how difficult it is. But yeah, hope it's going well. Can I spend the night here? Interesting. Oh god, yeah, I've seen, have you seen for apparently embedded systems, like using machine code, for example? I mean, an assembly language as well. Is it actually true that they just code in binary? Because if they do that, it's ridiculous. Oh yeah, definitely. God. Wow. Is this gonna spend the night here? I just want to sleep. Oh. Granny will get mad if she finds you, of course. By the way, don't you have school tomorrow, Shion? No, tomorrow's our school's anniversary, so there's no class. What? Oh my god, if only that was a thing here. How many times a year does the school have its anniversary? Oh well, okay, guys, that's fine. So you can stay here tonight. Damn, lucky. Understood. Good night. Come on, Shion, wake up. Granny will get really mad if you fall asleep here. Here, hold on to me. You can sleep in my room. Yep, what's this? Damn, she's like, my alter ego told me that I'm in a demon's stomach. I wouldn't have woken up if I hadn't heard that voice, but when I stop, he always walks one extra step. I might not have woken up at all. Oh my god, yeah, because that's the weird thing about the Satoshi masquerading appearance that she actually thought was genuine. The one extra footstep that she thought was Satoshi. God. I didn't remember much after that. I was probably brought to Mion's room and immediately crawled into the door. No, I don't blame her. Well, she must have been pretty tired. Especially because of the whole, mental things that have been going on in her day, you know? After a while, Mion got her futon ready next to me, turned the lights off and went to sleep. At least that's what I thought. Oh, right. Wasn't there one sort of language where you create mnemonics for binary? I can't remember if that was assembly language or if it was something else. I don't know. Like you sort of get letters and you associate them with sort of binary values. Don't know when that was then. I wonder what she was actually doing. I got up and turned the lights on. Mion's futon was empty. Oh no, the futon went cold. Mion must have left it a while ago. Did she go to the bathroom? No. She would have to be pretty bloody sick if that was the case. No, the closest bathroom was right there down the hallway. Light in the bathroom was off. Where did she go? The ticking of the clock was loud and annoying in the silence. When isn't it, to be fair? The only time I noticed the clock in, for example, I used to have a clock in my room, and the only time I'd notice it is when I'd try to do studying or stuff like that, and my god, it irritated me so much that I just completely removed it. The hands pointed to a little before 3 AM. God, she really must be doing an all-nighter. Even worse than me. I was left alone all of a sudden in this late night. I felt the eeriness of the ritual storehouse coming back to me, almost after managing to forget it in the ruckus earlier. Oh, well, what's done is done. She can't undo it. I tried to sense my surroundings. In this house, there shouldn't be an eerie atmosphere, strange noises or footsteps. I suppose so. But this is the Sonozaki family. So, I don't know. I stepped out into the freezing cold hallway to look for Mion. When I did, I immediately noticed light coming from one of the nearby rooms. Oh, that room belongs to the... Oh no, they're probably talking about something. The hag went to sleep early and woke up early. Damn. She was very strict about her bedtime, so it was strange to see a light on in the middle of the night. Oh, I could hear voices too. The voices that belonged to Hag and Mion. Oh shit, I creeped out to the room and listened to their conversation. Since it was the middle of the night, I could hear their words very clearly. Yeah. And nobody would be there to disturb the conversation. Right, this is going to be interesting. But you know... No, I don't know. Those young ones went too far. Oh shit. Oh, how did they know? Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's really good. Yeah, we've done a little bit of Python in computer science at school. Nice. That's really cool. I mean, when you say a couple of days to a couple of weeks, do you mean just sort of making the code or testing for errors and debugging it as well? You're right. God, she sounds pissed. They made Oyasuro-sama angry, so I guess they got what they deserved. Mion's voice sounded as cold as the one I'd heard down in the torture room. I held my breath. Shit, the police say that they're investigating, but are you sure? I guess it's probably Takano-san. Oh. Yeah, because... My heart almost stopped. Oyasura-sama got angry. The police are investigating. It's probably Takano-san. And what day was it today? Those words told me that something was happening. My teeth started to chatter. I desperately tried to stop them. Oh, God. No, I know. I mean... Oh, God. Because she doesn't know. And I think it's going to hit really hard on her because she knows Takano-san a lot. Oh, right. Nice one. Well, to Ro at least. Not to Takano-san dying. Holy shit. I mean, God. That must be so... I would hate to be in a situation like that. I mean, God, you could just... You could not react, you could not scream, because then you'd know you've been being spied on, and then big consequences, like probably more fingernails removed and stuff like that, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, she needs to be careful. I felt like my body was swelling up suddenly. I could no longer hear us. Oh my God, calm down, breathe, listen more carefully. God, according to Mion and the house conversation, another incident definitely took place. The victims were Takano-san and Tomitake-san. Tomitake-san? From what I could tell, both Mion and the house thought it made sense that whatever it was happened to them. Oh, no, I need to think more carefully, more calmly. And they did say they deserved it for making Oyasura-sama angry. Did they say Takano-san and Tomitake-san made Oyasura-sama angry? Yes, they did. How did they make Oyasura-sama angry? They knew. My body started to shake. They knew we snuck into the ritual storehouse. Oh, God. I wonder what they're going to say about, like, Shion and who's the other one? Keiji! Oh, shit. That would mean Keiji and I were also subject to Oyasura-sama's curse? I mean... I don't know, but the stamping behind you in the ritual storehouse, that's just evidence. Nothing else, really. Suddenly a phone rang. The phone was by the front door. The phone door was opposite to the house room, farther down the hall. Oh, she probably has to go now, doesn't she? The ringing echoed out the long hallway. It sounded so eerie, almost like it was coming from hell. God. I don't know how you can... That's like English level analysis right there. Oh my God, yeah, it must have been, because that scene was really white, wasn't it? Oh, I'm gonna have a nice time rewatching this stream on the VOD if I ever do it. I'll just see, like, white. I'm obviously pale from this awful information. That was when I felt something. Oh, of course there was nobody there when I turned around. Oh, but there was somebody there a moment ago. I didn't know if it was subtle skin. I didn't sense any emotions, so I didn't tell. I also didn't know how long it had been there. It was as if that somebody was watching me listen in on their conversation. That was the feeling I got. God, this is so weird. It couldn't be subtle skin. Subtle skin would never be that intimidating or scary. No, but to be fair, you could sort of give this a statement like a double meaning. I mean, like, Satoshi could maybe be concerned about the goings on of Shion, so maybe she could be, I don't know, just spied on by him. Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all, actually. But maybe he could be concerned, so that's why he's quote-unquote looking. But how is he looking anyway? Last time I knew, dead people don't cling on to their relatives like that. My mind turned all red like it was suffused with blood. Have you experienced anything like that? Those footsteps always followed me. They even came to my bedside and looked down at me. God, I wonder when that's gonna happen. I remember what Yuga had said on that rainy day. You'll be okay if that's true. Oyasura-sama won't get mad at you. Aww. If Oyasura-sama wasn't angry, nobody would follow me. No, I suppose. If Shion was getting followed because he'd angered Oyasura-sama, how angry must Oyasura-sama be when Blumen stamps? If it's Oyasura-sama to begin with, which it probably could be likely. So what did this mean? Ever since we snuck into the slime storage, something has been following me? What is it? No, it's not been that. It can't have been. It's been before that. Calm down, calm down. That's right. Then I wasn't talking about me. She was talking about Satoskin. That's what happened to Satoskin. Oh, God. Yeah. That'd be so interesting. Everything he's going through is a sign of Yasuro-sama's curse. That's right, that's why he counted the curse of Yasuro-sama. It's going to be really interesting if, like, the same lovers die of the same cause. That would just be horrible. But, like, that'd just be, like, really ironic if they did. You feel somebody is watching from a distance and it follows you. You could be feeling crawled up and spread across my back. Then it watches from right behind you. After that, you start hearing an extra footstep. Yeah. God. Shion is actually really lucky that Nena actually informed her of this, because my god, if she didn't know, then I think that would be a lot worse, potentially. But god. Yep. I swallow loudly. Oh shit, it's almost as though Yuga Nena was predicting what would happen to me. No. I kind of get what you mean, bro. And then they sort of do that red carpet with loads of black outlines when it gets really bloody. And then I've been talking about Satosu-kun back then. I mean, yeah, but yeah, there's no way it could be anyone but Satosu-kun. No way. I actually struggle to believe that. No way. Or has she actually been talking about me? No, she couldn't have been. But you start hearing it even inside your house after a while. Then Oyasuro-sama keeps watching you even when you're sleeping in the dark. Perv. Right by your side. Waiting silently. God, I knew by now that there was no mistake. No matter how I looked at it, she'd been talking about me. Yes, me. It had been about me. Oh, no. No, there's no way. She cannot have... There is no way that she can possibly know. I'm sorry, I struggle to believe that. I refuse to, actually. The curse of Yasuro-sama. What is the curse of Yasuro-sama? That was when I actually felt something for real. Oh, oh, no. Someone grabbed my collar. No voice came out. I wanted to scream, but all I could do was open and close my mouth as if something was stuck in my throat. What the fuck? Oh, God. Oh, no. It was Mion. She looked even colder than how she looked in the underground torch. No. I mean, I don't know. This is the same image, so I can't really tell. Oh, God. It only made sense that she come out in the hallway to answer the phone. Oh, I tried to come up with an excuse. However, the way Mion looked at me was so cold. Even if I really did run into her by accident, I could tell by the look in her eyes that she wouldn't believe me. Oh, bro, you haven't seen the Mion jump scare in chapter 2. It's so much better than this. Not only is it a jump scare, but it's one of the best plot twists I think I've ever seen. That's then, when you realise later, not to be a plot twist, but because you've been deceived by the plot, you think it's a plot twist, but then it's just explained later on. And then that plot twist is explained. Oh, I mean, you know where Luke's? It kind of looked like him. No, because if I was like, oh right, yeah, if I was talking about him without his knowledge and talking about him when like his face could have been shown, and especially if it wasn't his face, I just felt it was kind of nice not to say that, you know. I felt cold sweat all over my body. I couldn't even move my fingers. God, I don't blame her. Sorry. I apologise. I could have said something to get myself out of the situation, but the apology came out first. But Mion didn't appear to hear me. She walked to the front door, still holding my collar. Oh shit, the phone was still ringing. A normal person doesn't usually let a phone ring so long at this time of night. The phone call itself didn't seem real to me. Mion picked up the phone. This is Mion. I see. I understand. Please don't care of things at your end. Also, please make sure that nobody talks about this. Shit. I wonder if this could be about the ritual storehouse. Yes. Goodbye. Mion put down the phone after a short conversation. Yeah, that's actually really odd. I mean, you do wonder that nobody talks about this. Could be a secret. Please take care of things at your end. Maybe it could potentially be something that has ties to maybe like a collaboration in sort of getting the people who snuck into the ritual storehouse and then just killing them, really. For lack of better idea. What does she mean? Make sure that nobody talks about this. No, I know. Who called it anyway? Yeah, that too. Mion put her forehead to mine and spoke to me. Oh, did you hear? God, she is brutal. Did you hear? Which conversation was she asking me about? Well, she had to be talking about the one with the hag. Yeah. If she said yes, what would happen? If I said yes, what would happen to me? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh no. This could either be... Oh god. This could either be a good decision or really regrettable. Mion from Apollo Preston. No, the man continued to speak. God. I cannot imagine how scary that must be for her. Just what you heard. Because the boy Yasudazama fell upon Tomitaka-san and Takano-san. It's really very unfortunate. Yeah, you sound very empathetic. It was just like I was talking to myself in a mirror. But what I was saying in the mirror was ever so cold. Sis. What is... Because of the Yasudazama? Oh my god. I could have thought of a lot of things to do in a situation like this, but I don't think I could have thought of something so... I don't know, just... Like, who's going to believe that she doesn't know? Tomitaka-san killed himself by clawing out his throat. Takano-san was burned to death in an oil drum. God, so it's just like... It's just like, what's it... Thingy, Watanagashi. Well, no shit. Terrible, isn't it? Yeah, you sound very concerned. Tomitaka-san clawed at his own throat until he died. What? Takano-san was burned to death in an oil drum? What? I felt something from my very crawl up my spine. I was about like my stomach was turning upside down. Shit. I didn't feel any strength in my legs. If Mion let go of my collar, I'd probably collapse on the spot. God. Why did they die? Don't you know Shion? I'm asking because I don't know. Yeah, I know, that's weird. What a weird thing to say. I don't know. Don't you see that there can only be one reason? Please don't talk as if I already know the answer. What do you mean? My heart was pounding. I thought that my next breath would be so bloody and all like choking it. God. Don't you know? What? It's because they made Oyasura-sama angry. No! Is that actually the reason? Oh, I thought we were going to get so much onto like an insight maybe of Oyasura-sama and his inner workings. Who knows? Oh my god. Damn. They made him angry. The first year was the manager of the dam construction site. The second year was the traitors to the village. The third year was the pacifist. Yeah, I suppose that's what you could call him. Interesting. The fourth year was the relatives of the traitors. I'd always saw the victims were people who had something to do with the dam conflict. Since I didn't do anything against the village during dam conflict, I assumed I was safe. Yeah, I should have known. Everything would be the curse of Oyasura-sama. Oh god. All this investigating just leading to this. But I mean at the same time you can't really say it's kind of sad that she sort of believes, you know, the belief everyone else does, because who knows, maybe that could be the actual belief that's right. Nobody knows. Or at least I don't. Yeah. Should have known everything would. I knew Oyasura-sama's anger was the curse of Oyasura-sama. Yeah, I knew Oyasura-sama would get angry if I snuck into the ritual storehouse, but since I wasn't held responsible in any way for the damn conflict, I never thought I'd be a victim of the curse. Oh, so that's why she really didn't feel like, you know, really unsafe about going in there. Why have I still got Photoshop open? Sorry. Okay, there we are. Did I ever think there would be an incident in the 5th year? Did I ever think that I'd be the victim of the 5th year incident? Tomodaga-san snuck into the storehouse and he clawed at his own throat until he died. Oh god. No, it's only just hit me how scary that could be for Shion. I mean, just with a method of death that horrible, then yeah, you don't really know what's up for her. Oh god. Dagano-san was burned to death in an oil drum. Must be a lie. It couldn't be true. But autopsies never lie. That's the sad thing. Even if it was forbidden, it was just a space for storing some old torture implements. I suppose, but I mean, I really do get what Shion's saying. I mean, like, I don't get why it's such a big deal, but I suppose it's sacred to the villagers, you know. Things like that could be taken a long way if you... I don't know. How could they be killed just for sneaking in there? Especially in such gruesome ways. No, I know. But I just thought about it again and realised that those people were absolutely capable of doing things like that. The main Sonosaki family was capable of it. Yeah. And this family, I mean, from the fucking torture scene, you know, the fingernail ripping scene, you do not doubt their evil, at least. The Sonosaki family have been pulling the strings behind the series of mysterious deaths. They could do it. God, so she's actually confident that this is the theory. But how do they have a connection to Oyashiro-sama? That's my question. I mean, like, the main question at the moment, like, how can they connect with a, well, practically a god that's not even, like, confirmed to be real? The Sonosaki family even kidnapped the grandson of the Minister of Construction during the dam conflict. They could do it. Yeah. The Sonosaki family made Satosuke disappear completely. They could do it. God. So that's the conclusion she's jumped to. Fuck. Myeon leaned against me before falling onto the cold hallway floor. Oh god. She collapsed rather violently. I usually didn't go to sleep with my stun gun, but since I was too tired and sleepy to get ready for bed, I still had it on me. Oh shit! God. Sleeping with a murder weapon. That is not something I would have imagined somebody here doing. God. I mean... Oh no. Shit, that's actually really bad. Oh my god, if she... That stunning method could be used to potentially get it from her pockets, but I don't know. I had my stun gun on me. I finally understood. I didn't know who killed them exactly, whose idea it was, or who ordered it. I didn't even know who was actually involved. But Myeon and the hag knew everything. No, I get what you mean, bro. Satosuke, now I finally know. Now I know what I need to do. I will settle the score for you, Satosuke. I will avenge you, Satosuke. I won't be killed like you, Satosuke. Oh no, I walked into the hag's room and she was sitting up to take some medicine. Her back was turned to me. Myeon and I are twins. If I acted like her, the hag wouldn't notice the difference. Ooh, that is smart. So you can probably get a lot of information from her. I don't think she ever suspected me. I put my stun... Oh no. Put my stun onto her neck and pulled the trigger. Oh my god. I heard an indescribable electrical sound and the hag's lights went out. God. Power off. She fell in a twisted position. I didn't know how long it would take a person to regain their freedom of movement after getting knocked out with a stun gun. So I had to restrain them before they woke. Restrain them? Holy shit. I was unbelievably calm. No, I know! The key to the underground torture room was in the forbidden drawer that only the head of the family can access. Myeon had told me about this once. Oh no. I have a feeling this is going to get really violent really quickly. I'd never looked out for the drawer before, but I found it exactly where I thought it would be. The key was on a keychain with several of its sisters. Each key had a... This is what the beginning was! I think. It was not talking about the school, potentially. The key was on a keychain with several of its sisters. Each key had a little plaque on it that said what it was used for. They were all in Myeon's handwriting. She was an idiot for being so conscientious, but it sure helped me out. Oh my god. Wow. I put the keychain in my pocket and headed to the outdoor storeroom to find a cart. I found a large flashlight there as well. There was a strap on the flashlight so I could put it in my shoulder, on my shoulder. Interesting. That way I'd have both hands free to carry me on that. Oh no. Holy shit. Is she gonna, like... Oh no. I loaded me on and then I grandmother onto the cart and carried them to the underground torch. Oh god. I was prepared to use the stun gun again if they woke up while I was working. But that would kill them. Well, I suppose that's a lot better than, you know... God, this music really makes me uncomfortable. It's just headfuck central. No, I know, it's so... Oh, God. I need to talk so I don't hear the sound of the music that much, but it was more powerful than I imagined, and the hag showed no signs of waking. This is a stun gun Kosei specially ordered for me when I told him I wanted a power one. Oh my god. Why would you give your fucking... Not kid, but like, person you're in charge of a fucking stun gun? I mean, I get that it's not... I mean, I get that Kosei knows the circumstances of, like, Shion being unsafe because of the Sonozaki family, but, like, my god. That far? God. I remember him telling me that it was an illegally modified stun gun and that I should never use it just for fun. Oh god. Yeah. I mean, I suppose this is serious to Shion, but like, god, she's using it for like... I don't know, she's kind of using it because of her protection, but I don't even know if it's needed to use. No, it is, to be fair. I have a feeling if she didn't use this, she would get... Maybe she'd get punished like she did in Watanagashi, like, get as much pain as possible before dying. Who knows? I used my flashlight to find the light switch. Oh. So is she actually in the... Oh. Find it easily and turn it on. So where are we now? Oh, we're here. All the lights went on in the basement. Although there was now illumination, it was very dim. I moved quickly so as to finish what I needed to do before they woke up. I decided to put Mion in a cell behind the torture room. Oh. The lights in the torture room were so bright that it was like daylight. God. There was a door there, I was fairly certain the cells were on the other side of the door. Oh, so that's the door, yeah. The proper key was here. The keys made a tinkling sound. I felt cold air coming in through the gap in the door. There must be a huge opening on the other side. Wait, I'm just kind of... Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I opened the door and I saw nothing but darkness. I felt along the wall to find a light switch. Oh, God. Well, here we are. This is where shit falls apart. I turned the switch on and the light bulbs lit up, revealing a huge rocky cave. It didn't look like a natural cave. It looked more like an air raid shelter. Oh, interesting. I mean, it is kind of insane that, like, a cave this big was sort of built in where the Sonozaki family are. I mean, God. You would have to dig so much to make something like this. Yeah, oh, me too. But I think this one's done really well. It doesn't have too many, but it doesn't have too little, and the plot twists really, really make you think. But this isn't really a plot twist anyway, but yeah. I wouldn't say it is, at least. There were several hollow openings with bars across them. Yeah, shit. Those are probably those ones. Those were the cells. Yeah, it looks like it. I walked up to the closest cell and checked to see if it was strong enough to confine her. God. I pushed and pulled on the bars. I rammed against them with all my weight and decided they were perfectly sturdy. God, this is secure enough to be called a cell. I opened the lock and carried Meon in. I wasn't particularly strong, just an average. I never thought I'd be strong enough to carry a whole person. Well, this is the thing. You sort of disregard all that when your one emotion is murder, really. But now I didn't need to pretend to be weak. I could easily lift and drag their bodies. I put Meon in the cell. She seemed to moan a little. I didn't need to check to make sure the effect of my stun gun was wearing off. Shit. I closed the bars and turned the key in the lock. Then I rang to the hag, who must have been starting to wake up too. Fortunately, there was no sign of her regaining consciousness. Maybe the differences in her age has something to do with it. I looked for a table to... Oh no! I found a wheelchair with restraints for the hands and feet. Put the hag in it. God, of course he didn't resist, but her dead weight made it seem like she was a huge French doll, but one made of flesh. Ugh. I put her hands on the armrests and restrained them at the wrists with the metal rings and hinges. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, bro. God, if it's a story that confusing, I can definitely see what you mean. I mean, God, there is, yeah. I think if plot twists are done too much, then, like, it's really just... Especially if they're not explained as well. You probably can have a lot of plot twists, and if they're explained and really sort of make the viewer sort of just go, like, whoa, then, yeah. But, yeah, that too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's what I really like about stuff like this, really. I did the same with her feet. Oh God, this must have been a wheelchair specially remodeled to restrain a person. Other than the restraints, it was just a regular wheelchair. God. Why? It's almost like somebody had just crafted this for this moment, really. I waited for the hag to wake up. Oh no, I had so many things I wanted to ask her. Oh shit, she's gonna intimidate her for information. I didn't think she'd ask her honestly, but I had plenty of tools to make... Oh God. I had plenty of tools to make it up. I was in no rush. When the hag had a concern, relatives took care of the problem. That was how it worked in the Sonozaki family. She was the leader of the family, so all the information they gathered would make its way to her. Yeah, I suppose. Nah, sort of, I think at the beginning it isn't. I mean, it's just really interesting like how it actually turns to it. But at the beginning it's you know, like love, happiness, just friendship really. But then it always turns into this, and I think it's just the saddest thing how it actually turns into this really. Finding out how even. Especially this story, I mean, God. She must know everything that happened in Yamazawa. Oh yeah, they are, and I mean, you don't. I know you don't really know as much as I do, but like the thing is, a lot of these people they have very bad backgrounds as well. Nearly all of them do, so it doesn't surprise me. But yeah, they somehow fit together, and they somehow have a like really nice and civilized sort of conversations, really, and genuinely make friends. Like they do have genuine friendships before it turns to murder, but then something happens really. It's just a real shame. She must know everything that happened in Yamazawa, including the Kazuo Yasuda-sama. This is going to be very interesting. I heard a noise from the cell. Oh no, Mion must have woken up before the hag did. Speaking of the hag, she didn't seem like she was about to wake up anytime soon, but when she was restrained, even if she did, so I had no need to fear. Yeah, I suppose. Oh God, no. No, it really doesn't. But like, what I'm trying to say is like because of the backgrounds being so bad, it really doesn't surprise me that they're sort of like this at the moment. It's just something you kind of, It's not something you would 100% expect, but it would be something that would be very likely. But yeah, it doesn't at all. No way. It is just sad how these people, they were normal people. Like, I mean, Shion, maybe like a month before this, she was a completely normal person. But then it was remembering Satoshi and then sort of taking the worst precautions, which made her fucked, really. Her mind fucked. I left the hag there and headed for the cell. Oh no. Shion, what do you think you're doing? Oh. God, she sounds cold. I would have been really scared. What is a penitentiary? I've never heard of that word before. She talked like the successor, but she also sounded frightened. She obviously understood the situation we're in right now. Interesting. Good morning, Mio. You never thought you'd be in there, huh? As a in head, I order you, open this up. Oh my god. I somehow think she's not going to do that. You don't sound so scary in there. You need to talk more like a leader, don't you think? So talking like Ray will only make you look like a fool. God. God, that laugh. There was nothing funny about it, but I wanted to just intimidate Mio. I suppose. Oh my god, yeah, I agree, Ro. Yeah. Oh, right. No, I know. They would be. My laughter echoed throughout the cave. Oh god, it was an artificial and meaningless laughter. I heard it over and over as it echoed. God. It sounded as if I wasn't the only one laughing. That's weird. I couldn't stand it, so I stopped. Silence filled the air. That silence almost hurt my ears, so I started to speak. Tomitaka-san and Takano-san becoming the victims this year. I didn't expect that. Yeah. Oh, the sighing. What an idea to burn Takano-san to death. But actually, she would be the kind of person who would prefer to die that way. No, I kind of don't blame her for that, because she's just such a dark person. I mean, she is like the literal embodiment of just a weirdo, if you ask me, like a weirdo conspiracy theorist that takes things way too far. Maybe she's satisfied, huh? Mion didn't say anything. She just stared at me to see how I'd proceed. Interesting. What about the way Tomitaka-san died? He pulled out his own throat, right? Did you give him a shot of some kind? Or is there a torture device that did that to him? Mion didn't reply. God, she really isn't giving up. I was smiling boldly, but I became impatient and finally kicked the bars. Oh god, it made a violent noise. Mion jumped to see if she was kicked directly. God, it's boring not to get any answers. Do you have any idea what will happen if I get angry? Did I just hear Koroseru? I don't know. This is kind of a coincidence, because Korosu in Japanese is to kill. God. It's probably something different, I don't know. I wasn't even really listening. Ah, yo, what's up, Miles? How's it going? Welcome. And yeah, Miles, you probably came at the best bit. Shit is starting to get dark. How would I know? God. That is the first time I have ever heard the head of the Sonozaki family talk in a voice that isn't 100% confident. Let's just put it that way. Mion finally replied. She was odious, but at the same time sounded pitiful. Mion. Mion. Gosh, she sounds intimidating now. No way, is Richard Warren an actual person? As the successor, why don't you tell me? Let's see. I had just too many things I wanted to ask her. I wanted to ask her about me, about the incident, about the curse, about Satosukin. I didn't even know where to start. God, before I asked her about this, I asked her one other
私
thing.
に対し
You know
て
there's no point in trying to
反
resist,
抗
don't
的
you?
な態度をとっても何の得にもならないこと、理解してますよね。
God, she sounds angry. Mion glared at me silently. Because we were twins, I knew that was just a bluff.
もうここまで
We've
やっ
come
ちゃった
this
以
far, so
上
there's no point in
私も引っ
in
込
me
みがつかない
hesitating
んで
anymore. Oh God.
お姉も
You shouldn't
私
you
に
shouldn't
容赦
expect
とか躊躇と
hesitation
か
or even mercy
そ
from
う
me,
いうも
sis.
のをあまり期待しない方がいいかもです。
Oh God, Mion must have been feeling the cold sweat on her face. God, so she really thinks that the whole Sonozakis are responsible for Satoshi's death. I mean, this is the only reason for it. I just can't believe sisters this close have sort of gone into like this sort of differences so quickly. Oh, right. That's really interesting. And before Ro and Miles are related, like very distantly, but still, that'd be so funny. Oh, that light was dim. I could tell she was frightened. Yeah.
じゃあ聞くよ。
Okay, here I go. First, about the series of mysterious deaths in Yamazawa.
通称
Also
親
known
代
as the
様の
curse of
盾。
Yasura-sama.
これって
What's the meaning of it?
どういう意味があるの？
God. We're really going into the deep end, firstly.
やっぱりダム戦争の
Is
け
it
じめ
to
て。
signify the end of the dam conflict?
私は、
Hmm.
多分
think
そうだ
so.
と思ってる。
Oh, God. Mion sounded a little confused, but she answered. I felt satisfaction now that we were communicating. I could continue with a
思っ
smile.
てるって言い
You
方が
think,
そのあたりの
huh?
事
Don't
情
you
は
know the
詳しくないの？
details?
シオンだって
You
分
know
かって次期
yourself
当
that
主なん
the
て
successor is simply a
バッ
menacing
チャ
joke
の
of
取り次ぎ
crime.
に過ぎないよ。
Interesting. Yeah, right.
その当主様
But
と
the
意思を
successor
疎
must
通
know
させ
everything the
て
current head
維
is
心
thinking,
伝心なの
right?
が取り次ぎに過
Do you
ぎない
really
なん
think I
て
believe
信
that
じ
you're
ると思
just a
う？
messenger? Oh, shit.
いつも身近にい
Although
る
I'm always
私
around
だって
Granny, I don't always know what
た
she's
まにバッチ
thinking.
ャが何をか何でも
Yeah,
か
I
んで
mean,
も
it's not
私
like
が
I
理解
can
してるわけ
understand
じゃな
her
い。
all the
じゃ
time.
あ
Okay, so you're saying that
親代
everything
様
about the
の
curse
た
of
たりっての
Yasura-sama
は
is decided by the
あ
hacker
いつが
herself,
全部
right?
独断で決めてるわけなんだ。
Oh.
次期当
I
主
assume
様
she'd
と相
talk to
談
the
して決めて
successor
るのか
about
と思
it.
ったよ。や
I
ばい
mean, of
話
course
は。
she would. When there's something dangerous,
全部バッチャが
Granny
一人で決め
decides
て
of
る。
it on her own. God. That could actually... I mean, if this was actually true, then that could be really interesting, because that could definitely explain how this had been kept from Mion. No, I know, Ro, it would be. Unbeknownst. Well, you're not wrong.
私なんか
I
預
don't
かり
have
知る余
anything
地
to
も
do
な
with
い。
it.
でも
But even if
ば
she
あさ
decides
んの
by
独断だって
herself,
あいつはあんた
Grandma
を
usually
介し
used
て
to
やり
take
取
care
り
of
してるわ
various
けで
things,
しょ。
doesn't she? Yeah, I suppose. I mean, all of the deeds, all of the organisation. I mean, I wonder if she does that herself, or if she gets, you know, her little soldiers, toy soldiers, to do it.
そのあんた
And
が
you're telling
何
me
も
you
知
don't
ら
know
ないなんてある
anything?
はず。
Yeah, yeah.
違うよ。
No,
私なん
she
かを
doesn't
介
use
し
me
て
for
いな
that.
い。
Hmm.
私にだって
I really don't
よ
understand it
くは
myself,
私が
but
陽の部
it's like
分
I
を取り
take
継
care
い
of
で
the
るとしたら
problems on the surface, and somebody else
陰
takes
の
care
部
of the
分を
problems
取
on
り
the
継いでる誰か
underside.
がいると思う。
But what are the problems on the surface, though? That's my question. She's probably going to ask that. Shion is.
誰？
Who? Hmm.
その影の部分
Who's
を
the one
取
that
り
takes
継い
care of
で。
these underside problems?
知らない。
I don't know. Oh.
誰かを招いて
Haven't you
話
seen
してるとこ
anybody?
とか
Haven't you overheard
電
a
話を
phone
しているとこ
conversation?
とか見たことない？
Hmm.
強いて言えば
It must be somebody who gets in
毎
touch with
年
the
親
hand
代様の
at the
たたりの
same
時期
time
に
every
な
year
ると
around the
連
time the
絡
curse
量が
happens.
どっと増える相手ね。
How haven't... I mean, if that's the case, how haven't the police how have the police not seen the phone records? I mean, to be fair, it is the 1980s. Maybe you wouldn't be able to do that. Maybe there wouldn't be the tech for that. But I don't know. It'd be very interesting.
わかんない。
I don't know. Interesting.
心当たりなん
I
かないよ。
really don't. Mion shook her
まあ
head.
いいや。
Okay, let me tell you the question. Why were Tomitaka-san and Takano-san chosen as victims, even though they had nothing to do with the dam conflict? Oh, this is going to be interesting. Was it because they snuck into the ritual storehouse? As soon as Mion heard the words ritual storehouse, her expression shifted. The ritual storehouse? Did they intrude on the... What? Did they intrude on the storehouse of the Higurashi shrine? There is no way she doesn't know. What? Didn't you know? I thought you already know. If they really did that, then it was truly stupid of them. Of course something would happen to them. God. But why though? Sorry, I'm gonna have a drink real quick. It's better. Right. Of course something would happen to them. Yeah. Mion nodded bitterly while shaking her head repeatedly. Interesting. Mion's reaction made me realise the true meaning of the forbidden storehouse for the ritual implements. Oh, nice one. Who? The ritual storehouse is a sacred building, so nobody can go inside. The curse will fall upon any who disobey. Yeah. Any child would know that rule. However, just because they knew about it didn't mean they all believed in it. Although they were told they would be cursed, most of the kids actually enjoyed hearing the stories. They simply didn't believe it was true. Yeah, I suppose, however, Mion's reaction told me it absolutely was. God, if they actually did that, well, of course something would happen to them. She was saying that if somebody snuck into the ritual storehouse, that person should be killed. God, but why though? I mean, I get that it's a sacred building and everything, but just why does sneaking into the sacred building? Firstly, why does it disrespect the religion? And secondly, why does it actually induce such a hate in the person from Wayasura or someone that they deserve to die? It just doesn't make sense. It's very interesting. Well, you know and what I know aren't matching up anymore. No, I know. That is very interesting, yeah. It really isn't. Of course, I'm aware I shouldn't waltz into the storehouse. Oh no. Mion doesn't know that Shion did it. Shit. It's gonna be pretty interesting. I just wonder how she's going to react. Of course I'm aware I should just waltz into the storehouse. But to be killed in such a gruesome way for doing it? No, I know. I never knew that, did you? Yeah. That's because you're ignorant about it. Well, sorry for being ignorant. Could you please explain it to me? Just like you said, the kids don't really believe in the curse. Yeah. They assume it's just superstition, but they also know that if an adult found out, they'd be in big trouble. Yeah, and that's why they don't do it. But the thing is about like being Shion's age, especially like all of the adults' rules, they don't really apply anymore, because adults you can just go out without having an adult know. You can just, let's say for example Keiichi, when his parents were just out to Tokyo, easy opportunity for actually sneaking out into Oyasura-sama's ritual storehouse. I mean, the thing is about this, like, the adult rules and sort of the fear of getting told off by your own parents really decreases the more older you get. So I'm actually kind of surprised this is the first time. I mean, you would have thought there'd be some troublemakers who would just be like curious into the contents of the shrine. I definitely would be. I mean, there was this abandoned house around our village that we explored once. What if that was secretly a cursed place? But to the elderly people in Amazawa, it's something more serious. Oh, of course it is. Mion explained to me how the elderly people blindly believe in Oyasura-sama and how sacred the festivals are to them. Yeah. It's probably something the younger generations would never understand, but they're possessed by a very strong, deeply rooted devotion to Oyasura-sama. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. Mion then went on to tell me about how sinful it was to violate the rule of the ritual storehouse. I just couldn't believe things that were still going on, even in the modern day. Things like that were still going on, even in the modern... No, I really can't blame him. I couldn't even reply appropriately. But even if it was unbelievable, I couldn't ignore what I was hearing from my twin sister. Yeah, I see. But Mion... Oh... Doesn't the rule say that one victim gets killed by the curse and another has to become a sacrifice? The body of the sacrifice is never to be found, but there were 2 dead bodies this time. Oh, yeah! Oh, no! Shit, I completely forgot about this. Oh, God. What do you think of that? Mion didn't know that. Besides Takano-san and Tomitake-san, Geiji and I also snuck into the ritual storehouse. Yeah... So I tried to lead her a little. I know. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It's interesting how even she's sort of, you know, concerned about it. Maybe Takano-san's body wasn't supposed to be found. Yeah, maybe. But at the same time, like, what would have happened if it wasn't supposed to be found? Maybe the intention was for her to vanish. Or, I'm not sure, but... What? Just say what you're thinking, I won't get mad. God, you can really just see how cold Shion is at the moment, my god. Mion hesitated a little at first and then started to speak. Actually, 4 people snuck into the side store. She knows? Wow. I'm actually really surprised that she knows. Actually, 4 people snuck into the side storage, so maybe. Maybe what? Maybe the other 2 will become the sacrifices and become the demon away. Oh boy. I was just thinking in my head, anything could happen. I was thinking those exact words. Oh my god. Oh, Mion's words were stuck into my head. Yeah, no, I really don't blame her. I mean, God. You really wonder what's going to happen, especially now that they know that. I wonder if that's going to make it any worse. It's actually very interesting that the presence behind Shion hasn't actually done anything at the moment. Maybe it's like, you know, in those things where things sort of become a sign and then they stop becoming a sign just for them to become an even bigger threat later on. Maybe it could have been that. Jesus Christ. John Cena and Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish as well. God. And 2 presidents of the USA. Bro, that is insane. I'm like, Crown Princess of Greece, what the fuck? How is that even possible? Just to be like, with so many ties, really? Wow. That's nuts. Oh my god, there must be, to be fair, there probably must be like thousands of distant cousins between like people like maybe, especially like Taylor Swift, John Cena, you know, Billie Eilish, people like that, for example. But still, that is kind of insane. Wow. What do you mean by double sixth? Mills word was stuck into my head. If those 2 dead bodies were the result of the curse, then there should be 2 sacrifices to come. The 4 of us snuck into the science storage together. It was a simple equation. Hold on, I'm just gonna blow my nose real quick. It's a simple equation. Does that mean that Casey and I were in danger? I got drunk, fell asleep and decided to stay overnight. Yeah, I suppose. Was that because of the alcohol? Or did somebody put a drug in my drink? No. It could actually be interesting though, maybe if like this whole thing was just thanks to like the wrath of either alcohol or drugs. I mean, I know that alcohol and drugs, they can definitely make you really not yourself, but there's no way they can make you this bad. I mean, to be fair on Shion, she is actually thinking really rationally. I mean, you wouldn't be able to ask these questions if you weren't thinking like with a level head, you know, and you wouldn't be able to like really comprehend the potential impact of what the other person's saying unless it was really sort of fucking deadly. and you weren't drunk, obviously. It's not like me to get drunk and spend a night at the hag's house. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, because you would have thought, like, before this, she would have hated the family. She would be very scared of going in there. I mean, that's why she actually went into the ritual storehouse to begin with. It was just because she was really suspicious of the family. I wanted to forget about what happened in the eerie storehouse, so I drank too much. Ah, okay, that kind of explains it. But it really was strange for me to get that drunk. Oh. Maybe. It was a good thing I woke up in the middle of the night. No, I know. I mean, God, what could have happened later? I could have been the one to wake up in a cell. Oh, God. I mean, I suppose. But, yeah, I don't know. They would not wait until the morning. It's not just like, sorry, can't wait for everyone's bedtime. You've got to be considerate of their sleep schedules, you know. We're just going to wait until 7 o'clock in the morning, maybe like 9 or 10 or 12, if it's a good day. If it's a weekend, maybe. And then we're going to put somebody in a fucking prison cell. Like, it just doesn't work like that, I'm sorry. Could have been the one to wake up into a cell. Sometimes it's hard to recognise danger when you avoid it accidentally. Oh, definitely, yeah. A part of me wanted to just laugh at the idea, but another part felt frightened that I was so close to being in Mion's position. Yeah, I mean, the thing is she doesn't fully know that, but at the same time, it is really suspicious. I mean, what other reason would they have? If my thinking was correct, I wonder how Mayabara Keiichi was doing right now. Yeah, I didn't see him in any of the cells, but that didn't guarantee his safety. Takano-san and Tomitaka-san had been executed. God, that's a very interesting way of putting it, but I suppose there was a possibility that Keiichi could already be dead. But just like what happened to Satosuke, it might happen only after a few days. Could be possible. When the sun rose, I was going to pretend to be Mion and head to her school. Oh no. And she's just going to keep her in the cell. How brutal. God. You can really just see these people's ethics completely going out the bloody window. I mean, this person is getting mad about murders and curses that are happening to the villagers unknowingly, especially to Satoshi, and yet she's sort of starting to commit what she found mad herself. Okay, that is fair. At least she has good intentions. But yeah, I was gonna pretend to be Mion and head to her school. I was gonna check if Katie with Mayabara was safe. It's good intentions, but at the same time, it's really fucking not, actually. I take that back. If he had already disappeared, the enemy would come after me next. Yeah, I'd have to be a decoy for myself. But if he was still safe, I need to keep my eyes on him. I was sure that the enemy would come after the scatterbrain. God. Oh, right, Ro. Interesting. God, sixth cousin. That is a long way, let's just say that. If I became Mion, Shion would disappear. I suppose the enemy would think Shion had already been demoned away and they'd concentrate on Katie. Oh, God. Could you imagine if Mion just pretending to lie that Shion pretending to be Mion and lying to Katie that Shion had been demoned away? That would be very interesting. Enemy would think Shion had already been demoned away and they'd concentrate on Katie. Yeah, I suppose. But at the same time with Oyasudo-sama, you know how he watches over you, how he, gives you an extra footstep and really gives you the paranoia, I just don't really get how, if Oyasudo-sama was actually the enemy, how would he actually... I don't know how I can think of this. How would he... God, I really can't think tonight. Well, how would he actually not know that Shion's intentions were actually to do what she's wanting to do? I mean, if Oyasudo-sama was watching her every move, then he would have thought he'd know about the whole thing she was doing in the cells, and Mion being in the cell, being literally in prison. Who knows? If nothing happened to Keiichi, that would also be fine. Oh god, yeah. But the only thing is, what would happen to you, Shion? You can't keep fucking doing what you're doing to people right now. That would also be fine. It would prove that nothing would happen to me either. Yeah, but you would have aftermath for this. There's no denying it. The hag was still sleeping in the wheelchair. God, still? Wow, I was going to interrogate her, but actually I wasn't expecting her to learn that much. Oh. The woman who was also known as Empress Sonozaki probably wouldn't say a thing if her fingers were cut off. Yeah, I mean, she is really devoted to her, family, but no, I kind of don't get the feeling she would. I mean, especially because of her hatred to Shion. Who knows? Her successor was the complete opposite. She spoke readily, but didn't know too much about anything. Yeah, Miona said that she was only a messenger, and that somebody else was taking care of problems on the underside. Yeah. It was possible Miona had grown to be a good liar, and that she tried to deceive me with a straight face. But with a straight face, come on. But at the same time, I can see the hag not letting Mion get involved in the underside of the village. Oh, interesting. If I were her, I wouldn't have used Mion for that either. Unlike me, Mion was a nice person. Oh, it's actually very interesting she doesn't think of herself as nice. I mean, obviously that's a no shit moment, but like at the same time, you would have thought like before, especially with Satoshi, she would have thought of herself as remotely nice, but she didn't. Interesting that. I mean, I don't know. Well, there are only ones and zeros in the world. Oh, I love that. Well, there are only ones and zeros in the world. She believed that there were numbers with decimal points. Interesting. In other words, she could never be cruel. Yeah, no. I kind of get what she's saying. I mean, the thing is, and she's the person that's destined to be the Sonozaki head. You would have thought like a person with zero morale would probably be a better role for that position, but no. If that thought the same way as I do, it was very possible the one who took care of the problems on the underside, X, was the one who actually governed this side of Kursawa Yasudo-sama. It could be. God, this music is really uncomfortable. But, I mean, I suppose. But who would it be? That's the only problem. If the hag became concerned about something, X would deal with it, either directly or indirectly. Or maybe the hag and X would discuss the details first. Yeah. But did X really exist? Yeah, that is another question you actually have to ask. I mean, yeah. Who knows? If he did, his place in the village hierarchy was a lot more important than that of the successor. Oh, yeah, I mean, I suppose he decided... I suppose by being, as a result of being a role like that, I suppose you decide... I guess you just decide everything that would sort of go on in the village. I mean, Oyasuro-sama is probably, arguably, a lot more important than what Mion would actually do. But at the same time, for the future of the village, I mean, it's more important in the present, but I have a feeling for the long-term future of the village, like the whole, successor thing is definitely going to be more influential, because she's probably going to be like the governor of Hinamizawa. She's probably going to like manage and do the authority for the entire place. Unlike Mion, who was too nice, he was discreet, cruel, and cunning. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And my god, cruel, definitely. Furthermore, he was extremely close to the hag. Yeah, I do wonder who it could be. I mean, oh my god, could you imagine if it was someone like Mion's dad or something like that? And Sion's dad, obviously. Somebody who would have a lot of contact with her just before it was time for the curse. Because of the way Tomitaka-san died, it could have been somebody who... He could be somebody who regularly dealt with unusual drugs. He could be a member of a medical institution. Or he could have ties with medical people. Like, I don't know, like Irie, Takano-san. Just people like that, maybe. I mean, I know they wouldn't do something that evil, but like, yeah, just evil medical people, basically. Evil medicine manufacturers. God, this music is so uncomfortable. I really hate this. I hate that I have no clothes on me, so I can't really, like... I can't really make myself less cold either. That kind of sucks, that. Idiot. The director of the Idiot Clinic. Idiot? No, he wouldn't. There is no fucking way. In this isolated village, Idiot was famous for opening such a beautiful clinic and for working so hard for the villagers' sake. Yeah. The villagers liked his mature personality and really respected him. There's nothing scarier than a doctor who's also a murderer. Oh god, no. They actually know what they're doing as well. Or, she's wrong, a surgeonist that's also a murderer. Ugh. I don't think I have to go into that. If Idiot was the person behind the curse, all the mysterious deaths could be explained. But at the same time, there is no way a man like that would do that. However, there was only a slim chance of Idiot being X. The main reason being that the hag wouldn't trust him. Like many of the elderly, the hag doesn't like young people. I knew she'd never trust him because of his age. Oh, interesting. But at the same time, she's letting Meon be the successor to the family. It just doesn't really make sense, that. I mean, obviously because she's a relative and obviously one of the most important people by the bloodline, and obviously, you know, just one of her sheep, really. Her most close sheep, in fact. But at the same time, that doesn't make us suddenly, I don't know, just magically forget about the fact that she's young, because she is. Furthermore, she'd openly criticise his behaviour around the relatives once. Oh. No, you wouldn't. You'd have to be a real, just sort of... No, I don't know, I have a feeling that if Idia was actually the person, like, not only would Orion never, ever talk about him, because she wouldn't want anybody to realise that they actually have ties apart from, like, them two themselves, but she would not obviously criticise them. Although Idia was famous, he was an outsider after all. Yeah, and he was an outsider. I mean, why would somebody that superstitious trust an outsider? Like, genuinely. He wasn't born here. He tried to maintain a good relationship with all the villagers as director of the clinic, but that was just on the surface. Oh. I couldn't even imagine the hag telling him about her worries or about the villagers' underside. No, me neither. And I couldn't imagine Idia being able to cope with it either. He's too morally right for something like that, you know? If she was as suspicious of others as I was, then she'd only be great and gather trustworthy people to deal with that underside. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I wonder who... Oh. The first people that came to my mind were the leaders of the three families. The head of the Kimiyoshi family was a strong possibility. No, I suppose, but the thing is, I just don't really get the feeling of Kimiyoshi as a bad man. I don't know, he was the only one who could advise Empress Onozaki. Oh, interesting. They were of a similar age, and everybody knew that they were very close outside the family councils. Oh, I suppose. Yeah. Well, I'm kind of tired. They were of a similar age, and everybody knew that they were very close outside the family councils. Yeah, no, I know. It is very interesting, that. Furthermore, as the mayor, he often went to the Zonzaki house just before Watanagasi to discuss festival preparations. Could actually be a valid theory at the same time, but I don't know. Is it actually verified that he was talking about festival preparations, or is that what he just said to maybe, in theory, just deceive people? Who knows? I could easily picture them talking to them privately. The only one who executed the Gezo Yasuda-sama, the only one who murdered Takano-san and Tomitake-san, the mastermind behind the series of the mysterious deaths that have been going on for the past 5 years. Was he coming after me? Did he get the Satoskin? When I thought about Satoskin, I felt elevated. I was fearful of possibly being this year's victim just until a moment ago. Just a moment ago. Yeah. I was scared that X was after me. But when I thought about it, I realised whoever it was, this person had gotten Satoskin. I looked so hard but I couldn't find him. I'd almost forgotten about this enemy. For better or for worse, he was going to appear before me again. Ooh. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, the thing is about this enemy, though, I mean, you just don't know who it is. It's literally like searching for a needle in the haystack, but you don't know what the needle looks like. I mean, God. Oh my God. You can actually have the option to only do 4 periods at your school. That is so lucky. We have to do all 6, no matter what. I mean, I'm gonna be real. For today and Wednesday, I'd definitely only do 4 periods because, like, the periods we have on Tuesday and Wednesday, they're just core lessons. We don't actually need them. They don't contribute to our final GCSE grades. Like, there is no point of having them. Oh, interesting. You can actually skip lessons because of that? Well, not really skip lessons, but just not do lessons. Better or for worse, he was going to appear before me again. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't find that enemy. But now he was trying to find me. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I was going to say, like, how could Shion know? But at the same time, like, it's only natural to think this because, you know, Takono-san, Tomitake-san, them getting attacked, them being in such a close connection to Shion. So that's all I can say. That was it. I wasn't only being chased, I was chasing too. Yeah, I suppose so. When I realised all this, I was no longer afraid of dying in the 5th year's curse. It had become a game. I wasn't only being threatened, I was threatening too. Yeah, I mean, I suppose this is definitely what Shion is doing. To especially Mion, for example. I mean, she's literally doing such barbaric things just to, like, get her to give information. But at least it could be worse, I suppose. Now's the time to settle the score for Satosukin. Oh no. Now's the time to awaken passions that have grown weak over the last year. It's very interesting with this, because you really, at this moment, you're sort of getting the feeling that this person's willing to go, not only willing to do anything, but at the same time willing to she's sort of losing the plot a little bit, if you ask me. I mean, she's kind of, before she was thinking of it as just her whole sort of thing to avenge Sasuke with, but now she's sort of thinking that, but at the same time she's thinking it's a game and everything is, I don't know, everything is sort of planned and everything needs to be treated with caution and everything needs to be figured out as well. It's not about Satoshi much anymore, if you ask me. But at the same time it is, because if it wasn't for Satoshi, she probably wouldn't be playing this game. Or at least what she calls a game. I feel righteous indignation and courage flare up within me. The only emotion that can defeat fear is anger. Oh God. I mean, I don't really agree with that, but I suppose when my anger completely overtook my fear. Oh no. I felt as if I was reborn. Why don't you wake up, Grandma? Oh, no. I mean, I get that Oriwa is really evil. She's a fucking bitch. I mean, look at what she did to Shion when she was born, for example. But, like, oh, it's just still kind of horrible. Like, even seeing a really, really awful person just get the fucking stick, really, it's... And obviously the fingernail ripping sort of thing. She was probably the admin, if you like, to that. Why don't you wake up, Grandma? Kicked her wheelchair rather violently. God. Oh. Oh, right. Wait, what? So... Wait, so you've gone back to school recently and you haven't actually been to school for 3 years because of... No, I probably shouldn't ask because of what, but yeah. God. That sounds kind of cool, but at the same time it just sounds like, I mean, for... Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. God, so you actually, when it was COVID time, you completely just sort of went out of school for the entirety of it? Or did you, like, come back in Were there like designated lockdown periods where nobody was actually allowed in? Wow. I mean, with our school, we had loads of lockdown periods, and then when those lockdowns were sort of up, we'd go back to school, but obviously, like, with more precautions, like masks, social distancing, stuff like that. I mean, social distancing was a complete fucking train wreck. Nobody followed it. Nobody. Same for the one-way system as well. In fact, the one-way system was so bad in school, so little people followed it, that they actually just decided to remove it. And good, because it shouldn't be a fucking thing. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, let's read this. I did a witcher rather violently, but that didn't wake her up either. Oh, are you just pretending to be... Are you just pretending to be asleep? I grabbed her hair and pulled her head up. Jesus, this is an old woman as well. But even then, the hag still stayed silent with a straight face. Then I noticed something. I looked for an appropriate... Oh no! They're all lost out, none of them being particularly handy. Large scale, God. I looked for an appropriate torture device, yeah. That's when I saw a cigarette lighter on a cushion in the tatami room. There's a tatami room here? What? Interesting. Wait, so... one of the relatives must have left it there. Of course they smoke. I lit the lighter. A huge flame appeared. I turned the lighter off and went back to the hag with it. Oh no. Can you see it? Can't you see it? There's a cigarette lighter somebody left behind. I lit it in front of her eyes. I'm gonna burn you. Holy shit. You don't want that, do you? I wouldn't want it. So why didn't you quit pretending to be asleep? She is actually insane. My God, so she doesn't even know she's pretending to be asleep. I mean, it could be very likely, but at the same time, my God, what if she wasn't pretending and she just got wrongfully? I mean, I know that even if she was pretending to be asleep, it would be really wrong to do this. But like, not only getting a deed of this sort of sickness happen to her, but at not even a reason that was sort of valid, really. God. There was still no response. I put the flame right under her nose without hesitation. The tip of the flame touched the tip of her nose. The flame must have burned her nose hair. It smelled terrible. I was already certain, but I continued anyway. I brought the flame closer to her eye. Jesus. Her lid didn't move one bit. The flame burned her eyelashes, making it smell awful again. I turned the lighter off and then felt her throat and wrist. I didn't feel any warmth. I didn't feel a pulse either. Oh God, did she die from the stun? Yeah, I think that might have been the case. God. There was no way she could pretend to be asleep while being burned. No. No, you couldn't. You couldn't. And no pulse as well. God. Even if she could endure the pain, anybody would reflexively move their eyelids if a flame came close to their eyes. No, I know. It would be impossible not to. I mean, you would literally have to have... I mean, in theory... No, even if you were blind, I don't think it would be possible. No, I wouldn't. I don't know, though. But she didn't. I turned the sink water on and aimed the end of a hose at the hag's face. My God. I can't believe Mion is just watching this. I mean, maybe she doesn't even know. I'm going to actually see if I can find anything on Mion. This is just her theorising about the whole, who could the person that was actually meeting with Sonozaki before the festival of the Watanagashi start, and obviously organising the sort of, I don't know what it was, under something, under railings of the whole festival, really. The curse of Yasuno-sama. Turn the sink water bomb and aim the end. Oh yeah. The water pressure wasn't too high, but by squeezing the tip of the hose I could make it squirt out. Oh God. The water hit the hag in the face, but there was still no reaction. Yeah, shit. You've got to be kidding me. No, I kind of get what she means. I mean, this is like the biggest credible source of information just completely gone. God. She's dead. The one who was at the centre of everything is dead now. I knew she wouldn't talk, but I didn't expect her to end up dead. God. So even if she wasn't actually intending to kill anybody, she would have just done it. Fuck, I never even thought... Oh my god, I thought she was intending that from the beginning. Shit. That's awful. I never even thought of killing her. I walked around the room restlessly. God, I didn't feel guilty, but I instead felt frustrated with what I'd done. Oh, of course you do. Come on, I needed to calm down. What did I need to be afraid of? What do I need to be afraid of? Calm down and stay cool. Calm down, stay cool. I could feel my brain starting to calm down, and my emotions cooling down with it. She was my true enemy. It was just that I killed her before confronting her about it. No, I know, sooner or later I would have killed her anyway. God. She wouldn't have said anything in the first place, so there really wasn't a reason why I should have let her live. I didn't really realise that until now, and that was why I got frustrated. My revenge with Satsuki started with the unexpected death of my grandmother. No, I know, not really the best way to fucking start a revenge. I mean, if anything, Satsuki was such a right and moral person. I mean, you would have thought maybe, like, getting information with peaceful and correct and sort of civilised means could maybe be, like, maybe something to think about. No? Oh, God. It's just so interesting about the whole audio thing. I mean, like, even if she wasn't actually wanting to become a killer, I mean, she said that she would have killed her eventually, so maybe that could have been possible, but I don't have a feeling if she actually killed her, she would be thinking something like that. No way. It could be likely, actually, but the thing is, like, it's just so interesting with the whole, revenge thing, that, like, even if she didn't want to become a killer, she's accidentally killed someone. So I have a feeling just because of this, and especially because she doesn't feel any regret or mistakes, or that any mistakes have been made, she's probably going to think less of murdering people now just because of this. But at the same time, I think it's going to get worse, like, the younger the people get and the more she knows them, obviously. Who knows? And obviously Satoko. It was such a strange feeling, like I was wearing sopping wet clothes. Interesting. I replaced that feeling with anger. Oh god, I couldn't forgive her. I couldn't forgive the hag for abusing the Hojo family, including Satoskin, for so many years. She cornered him psychologically as well as physically. No, I really don't blame her. I really don't, but I think this is still going too far, but I really don't blame her for the hate. I really don't. She didn't deserve an easy death from a stun gun. That's where it goes too far, right there. Yeah, I picked up a whip that was hanging up on the wall. Oh no. It kind of depends who this is going to go to. The whip was designed to make sure the person on the receiving end got seriously injured. Oh god, of course these fucking people did flogging. Flogging is one of the most disgusting things I've ever read about. Genuinely. I swung it up and then down. The sound reminded me of when I was a child, hitting things with a jump rope when I pretended it was a whip. God, so she's thinking about her child memories where she's committing fucking murder. It's just sad. God. But unlike them, I make a purple mask on the hag's face and a reddish black. I made a purple mark on the hag's face and reddish black blood started oozing out. God. I'm actually kind of curious. I have a feeling there's some sound effects I'm missing. Nah, I don't know. God, reddish black. Fucking hell. That is so barbaric. No, I know. I mean, it does change very quickly, but that's definitely because I play a lot of it every day, really. But yeah, my God, I know. It's just the thing is about these stories; they're so happy at the beginning, but then they sort of just really escalate into sadness at the end. Himatsubashi is the one I played last, and that's the only exception to that because it's actually not told from the main character's point of views. I definitely get what you mean. I think they change a little bit too fast, but I think if you play the visual novels, like if you read them all yourself, then you sort of see how slow it is because it's not really that fast. There's a lot of fun until the bad things start happening, you know. I swung it up and then down again. God, this time the whip hit her in the head. Her head flew into the air. God, her fucking head. I saw a bunch of her hair on the tip of the whip. At the end of the bunch of the hair, there was a piece of her skin. Ugh. It seemed like the whip had ripped part of her scalp off. I could use it with the whip. I didn't bother removing the hair beforehand. God. The tip of the whip was divided into many points, with each point having a fish hook on the end. Jesus. Those hooks added to the speed of the whip not only scratched the victim, but tore their skin as well. How could you do something like this? The hazel was all messed up and her face was getting bloody. Yeah, she started to look like a real demon. Says you! I stopped the whipping. Not because my arm was tired, but because I couldn't stand the feeling of her hair on the tip of touching me every time I swung the whip. God. I threw the whip at the hand. Oh my God, of course you did. Breathing heavily, I realised I was covered in her hair. It almost felt like thousands of maggots crawling all over me. I burst out violently. You deserve this, you fucking demon. God. No, you don't. I put my hands on my knees and exhaled roughly. It was then that I noticed it. I perked up and turned around. There it is. The person who had been watching me. It's just snuck into the shrine storage. I saw this person sitting in the tatami room. He enjoyed watching me talk to my grandmother. What the fuck? An overwhelming emotion started to swallow me up. I tried desperately not to feel it. How long have you been there? You should have said something. It was just there, just like Sato's-kun. It was just there. It was extremely uncomfortable to have it just be there. This is weird. I mean, what is it? I see you then. I told me. Are you Oyashiro-sama? I mean, I get that she is literally just talking at thin air, but just that one sort of sense of doubt that something may actually happen. I smiled boldly, and yet I can feel my body shivering. You can't fool me. Are you saying that you're Oyashiro-sama? And that the curse of Oyashiro-sama really does exist? Oh. Come on. You believe something like that? It was just my imagination. I couldn't be the curse of Oyashiro-sama. How could it be your imagination though? It just doesn't add up. The curse couldn't be real. Everything was done by humans. They made everything look like it was a curse. I suppose, but how do you explain that? If you think that, how? Genuinely, how? I think it's so sad that, like, for example, one of the main reasons she's actually doing this awful murder is just because of the suspicion she actually has of the curse, and just because of that. I mean, maybe she could be in completely the wrong lead. Maybe the Sonozaki family and the Kimiyoshi family and people like that, maybe they're not responsible at all. I mean, who knows? Well, I don't know. I don't care if you saw what I did. I won't charge you for it. I won't charge you. But if you're thinking about interfering, I won't hold back, you know. Oh, God. Well, I mean, Shion is smart, to be fair. I mean, she's probably not very physically strong, but, like, she is fucking smart. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with her. And especially in the room she's in. Yeah, no matter what I said, nothing happened. literally talking to thin air. God. It was like trying to communicate with an insect. Or thin air. I felt like I was staring at a spider in the middle of its web and the spider was staring back. I turned to the hag in the wheelchair. I couldn't leave her body here forever. Oh God, what's she gonna do? If I don't need to make her death known, then it should be quick, and it's best if her body doesn't exist. But what about Mion? What's she gonna do? I mean, not even in this secret underground torture room. Whew. I exhaled to try to calm myself down. Oh, I remember now. When I was a little girl, because I used to love making me feel scared, he often told me scary stories about various horrible things. Oh God. It's a little bit of, irresponsible parenting right there. Jesus Christ. I swear things like this are just made normal in this game. I mean, my God, everybody has it. I recalled a story about the secret torture room of the Sonzaki family. Oh. According to the story, there was a well in the torture room for dumping bodies in. Oh, shit. So it's going to go in the well, of course. Can't even... I mean, I know this is an obvious thing for somebody who would just do things so horrible to the old person in the audio for what she's done, but, like, God, of course she's not going to dispose of the body, like, in decent matter, God. There was a pile of tortured corpses. At the bottom of the well, and resentful moans could be heard echoing from there. God. I would be very interested in what would actually happen if somebody, climbed down the ladder. I do wonder if anyone's actually going to do that sometime in the story. I never remember seeing anybody do it in the anime, but who knows. And about halfway down the well, there was a different tunnel, which was a secret passageway leading into the distant mountains. Shit. That's weird. I mean, it's a good method of escape, I suppose. That book was from Mion's telling of the story. Oh. It was probably an amalgamation of the tellings from different relatives. Oh, the room was supposed to be a huge secret, but everybody got loose lips to the chance to have fun, scaring the young successor. Oh, that is very interesting. God, it's so sad though. Like, all of this information, now it's just being sort of used for the worst intention. I mean, she's probably going to get away with it, no doubt. But the only thing is, Mion could potentially, get her busted, I'm just wondering what's happening to Mion at this time of the story. I mean, there's no way she can not be watching. Who knows? Maybe she's gone to sleep or passed out or something like that. Or maybe it's just a time where she's not looking at... No, what am I thinking? It's either going to sleep, passed out, or stunned. One of those three.
Meakashi.
Do you remember one of our relatives talking about a hidden well a long time ago? What? So she was watching all of that? There's supposed to be a hidden well somewhere in this underground torture room, and it's connected to a secret passage. Oh my God. So she was watching the entirety of this, and she didn't even say anything. My God. That is nuts. Wow. Well, I mean, I'm going to be real, I would actually sort of just say, what the fuck, Mion? How could you actually think that? But at the same time, I have a feeling Mion probably doesn't really like her grandmother that much. But still, even if you don't like her, you cannot look at something like that and just say nothing. No way. I just don't really get it. Maybe it'll be explained later on. Did you hear some noise earlier? Oh, that'd be very interesting if only Shion could hear it. That was me whipping the old lady. Oh, so it was done in another room. Oh, right. Yep. Not one of my theories. That's kind of concerning that I didn't think that. God. Mion didn't reply, but I saw her bite her lip. Yeah, don't worry. I won't whip you. But if you don't cooperate, I might punish her some more. Next time I won't use a whip. Oh, God. Down at the end. Do you see a cell in the darkness? Oh,
その中
it's in there. God. Mion pointed weakly. I walked down to where her finger indicated. A light bulb lit up the cell. It was a lot smaller than the one Mion was in. Oh, right. So it's probably just specially built for that well. It was very shallow, and I didn't even need to open the door to see how tiny it was. God. Doesn't look like it's something very easy to fall in then. Of course, there's no well in here. Oh. I became angry, assuming that she'd lied to me, but after considering it, I didn't actually think that she would at this point. No, she wouldn't, but at the same time, maybe she could. I mean, this is Mion we're talking about, like, literally one of the most deceptive characters. I mean, in Watanagasi. Or maybe that was Shion, who knows? I don't think it was, no way. I opened the door and walked in. I noticed something immediately. God, there was an opening right in the middle of the cell. In the middle of the cell? Oh God. Shit. God, this just gives me, I don't know, it just gives me, it gives me the creeps. I mean, just staring right down into a hole so far as well. There was an opening right in the middle of the cell. This opening was naturally disguised. The way the rocks and the shadows were positioned perfectly hid the well. Oh, right. The tip of the rock inside the cell concealed the entrance. As you went in, you'd never notice. Oh. It's finding it kind of hard to imagine this in the moment. Oh, right, maybe. Well, that's interesting, though. Oh, right. But it was such a shallow cell that nobody would even think of going in. No, I know. Besides, the buzz would allow you to see the inside well enough. The cellar's not even a few meters deep, so it would only take a glance to see everything. Yeah. Nobody would think of unlocking the door and walking in. But walking in was the only way anybody could find the well. Yeah. No, I know. That is kind of true. I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of concerned about. I mean, I know they can find the well because of it being guarded with rocks and everything. But like, the thing is, what if you just accidentally discover it? I mean, especially what if you discover it at sort of the worst circumstances you potentially fall in it? God, that'd be even. I couldn't imagine that. It'd be a little bit scary, I think. Furthermore, there were many cells in this huge cave. Who would think that one of them was hiding a secret well? No, I know. The inside of the well was dark. I couldn't see anything. But every little noise I made produced echoes. I could tell this is a very deep well. God. Wow. I brought a flashlight from the torture room and shone it down the well. It almost looked like more like a vertical tunnel. God, I know. It just looks like a dropper. Obviously, a man made one at least. I mean, how would they get a man to make this much? I mean, it just really doesn't understand. It just really doesn't fit with me that. I mean, I guess this is like 1980s, but God, digging something like this must take so much work. I just don't believe they'd not only have enough money to actually do it, but secondly, do it in a location that's meant to be secret. I mean, to be fair, maybe if the Sonozaki family have really good ties, then they could have association with somebody who would be willing to do that in their family. Who knows? There were wedges on the wall like a ladder, and they looked as if they were inviting me to descend. It's kind of ironic that the secret escape route from an underground torture room ended up being a well that takes you even further down. No, I know. It is weird. You had no way of knocking. Oh, you had no way of knowing whether it would take you to freedom or to hell. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this could be Onigashiki. A swamp. Who knows? Furthermore, Furthermore, there were the tortured bodies of past victims at the bottom. Oh God, yeah, I couldn't imagine actually going to the bottom. Who would be able to go down this well without hesitation? Oh God, nobody. Who would be able to go down without having their grip of the ladder full as well? Nobody in their right mind could go down this well to look for a secret tunnel, hearing the voices of the dead all the while. Yeah. Have you ever gone down that well, Mion? Why would somebody go down there, I wonder? Oh God. What is Thios? I've never heard of that before. I haven't really liked programming much so far, so I don't really blame you. Oh, right. No, because I thought, BIOS, like Windows Bootstrap related stuff. I thought it could have potentially been something related to that. RIP. I've never wanted to. I never even wanted to. Oh, I feel the same way. Why would I go down that well where they toss the victims of this torture room? Oh, I know. I mean, I'm going to be real. The only person who would, in their right mind, the only person who would actually want to go down that room is Takano-san. Nobody else would. I went back to the torture room and then returned to the cave, pushing the wheelchair containing the hag. Oh, God. Mion screamed. Shion, are you gonna push Granny down the well? Shit. Oh, she's finally realised. No, I'm not. I'm just dumping her body. I was actually kind of confused for a second because I thought, no, I'm not. What? But, yeah. Loophole. She's dead. Oh, no. She didn't realise. Oh, poor her. Rest assured, I didn't torture her to death. It was probably the stun gun. Maybe her heart failed. I could just leave her body here, but I don't want it to rot, you know? How could you? Hey, do you want to take care of her even now that she's dead? Oh, God. Maybe you can use chopsticks to pick maggots off her. Ugh. Fucking hell. God, how horrible. Mion covered her ears and shook her head. Everything I said seemed to bother Mion. Her own life wasn't guaranteed at this point. Oh, God. God, it's your fucking sister. Shion, why did you do this? No, I know. Let's see, why do you think? Nobody said anything for a while, but the silence was soon broken. Satoshi. Oh. Is this revenge? I don't know if it was really revenge, since it happened so quickly. I'm sure she died without even feeling a thing. She still fucking died, you dumbass. Okay, I'm actually getting really pissed off. I shouldn't. But it's just really hard not to just sort of, just become saddened by, I don't know, how little of integrity and I don't know, just how a person with a really decent person has just become this fucking horrible. Hey, Mion. Now that I think about it, I did have a reason to kill Grandma. What? Is it because of a suspicion? Because... Oh, man. Do you know what it was? Maybe it could have been the fingernail ripping, to be fair. It wasn't because she killed Satoshi. It's because she lied. Oh. Slap the hag's head. God. You said it too. You told me that if I ripped out my nails, she would forgive everyone. That's why I ripped out 3 of my nails. I did what you told me to do, right? She didn't keep her promise. She made Satoshi... Oh, God. So she really does think that Oryo is actually up to it. Up to the curse. Fuck. She doesn't even know this. I think that's probably the worst thing. She's just acting on this. She doesn't actually know. She could have potentially killed somebody for no fucking reason. What was that for? Continue to slap Hag's head. God. This is a fucking old woman. Oh yeah. Yeah, I am still going, Miles. I'm gonna be real. I will probably be going until like maybe like half zero at the very most. I do know what sleep is. I am sensible. I will go to sleep sometime soon. No, I'm gonna be real. The reason I'm still going is because this chapter's really long. I probably would have dipped if it wasn't. No, I wouldn't have. If it wasn't long, I would have read another one. But yeah, I'm probably gonna sleep when I've actually finished it, and I've read the tips, obviously. Nah, Miles isn't dissing me. He's just kindly concerned for my health. Let's just say that. Her blood was all over my hand by then, and it felt gross. God. Ugh. I tried to wipe it off on her clothes, God, but then her hair got on my hand. I ran to the sink in the torture room and washed my hands with a brush. Oh my God, of course there's a sink in her. Of course there's a sink in a torture room. And a brush. Why would there be a brush? I mean, these people are really advanced in terms of their torture methods. Maybe it could have been some sort of muscle paralyzation torture technique like Chinese water one. Who knows? When I was done, I went back to Mion's cell. Oh no. After Satoshi disappeared, you came over and told me. You said the relationship between me and Satoshi was forgiven. Oh yeah. You also said that the Sonozaki main house had nothing to do with Satoshi's disappearance. Yeah, you lied. Shit. Lied. Shit, she really believes it. God. My shouts echoed throughout the cave. I was breathing heavily. I felt like I used up all of my air in my lungs. I believe you don't know anything. You aren't even sure if the old lady actually trusted you. I suppose. But I don't know if she gave Satoshi because of what I did. Oh God. She wouldn't have told you the truth. Yeah, I kind of... She does have a point, to be fair. The hag didn't give her promise. She said she'd forgive everybody, but she lied. She didn't forgive Satoshi. Damn it. I feel so bad for her. I mean, she really is. I don't know if I call it madness. It's just, she's in a fucking frenzy. It's just really awful to see. Oh my God, Ro. Fuck reality. Screw reality, bro. Screw the world. Screw reality. Fuck everything. What is nihilism? Oh God. No, Mars, I kind of get what you mean, but the only thing is I don't normally wake up at 6, but I have some sort of things I need to catch up on before school, so yeah, gotta just, get up early. But yeah, I don't know how I do either. I mean, I'm gonna be real, I'm just kind of surprised that, like, with a lot of the time, I especially sort of, whenever I wake up, I normally have quite a lot of sleep, but Mars, sometimes I wake up at 5 AM, but I have slept a lot if I ever wake up at 5 AM, to be fair, so it isn't really something that shocking. Oh, right, damn. God. Couldn't imagine that ever being used, and I hope it isn't, like in daily life. kicked that guy's legs repeatedly. Each time I kicked, the wheelchair made a squeaky noise. I went out of breath and kneeled down. Mion was still covering her ears and was now shaking. There were tears in his eyes. Sorry to skip. Sorry about that. If you really don't know, I won't torment you. At least she's being nice? I don't know at this point. God. Don't worry, but if you were ever lying to me... Oh, God. Wait, wasn't she... Hang on. I kind of want to replay this. I want to compare it to Nena's. Usoda! It sounds exactly... No, it sounds exactly the same, but with a different voice actor. So cool. I mean, this voice acting here is so fucking good. I mean, so convincing. Well, you have to accept whatever comes your way. Yeah. Suppose. You know what I mean. That laugh, it's just really funny to me. This laugh is just, it's so weird how a laugh like that is so, it's just a laugh, and yet it's so fucking terrifying. I mean, don't look at that scene in like the anime where fucking hell, where she laughs. Oh God. It actually kind of pains me to think about what's going to happen to cause her to laugh like that. You know, the infamous Higurashi laugh scene. Oh, God, I'm dreading that so much. Okay. No, she is actually getting fucking insane at this point. I know. She kind of deserves to be locked up at this point. I mean, but what would happen then, though? I wonder. Oh my God, nice one. What did you make changes to in the website row? Oh no, that's the end of the chapter. That's kind of annoying. I actually really wanted to read more. Oh, that's balls. Oh, that's a shame. Right, these notebook pages are going to be very interesting though, because my God, this story is just so good. It's going to be very nice to get more Sting of Payback. God, you can just see the whip there. Fucking hell. Oh yeah, you should. Oh God, I was having such a... With edgy music and happy in a sentence, it just doesn't really go together, you know? But... yeah, I'm going to be real. I have a feeling now that I should probably dip because I actually want to have sleep today. I'll probably do a long stream on Thursday. The only thing is, I'm going to be real, there's been a weird thing up with my throat this entire time, so it's actually been a lot harder for me to sort of, I don't know, just talk, and I don't really want to play when it's like harder for me to talk, you know. I'm going to do it when I'm more ready, so tomorrow. But I'm kind of curious, where does this lead to? Satosuki was in the dream. He was leading his normal everyday life. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to read this tomorrow. It's going to be too long. Yeah, there we are. Right, so. Yeah, now I suppose we're going to go to the extra tips. And yeah, we're probably... oh, God. This is the notebook, so we're probably going to see more of Shion's thoughts. I'm going to be real, I'm going to be very interested in what the notebook actually looks like when Shion actually becomes insane. I mean, no, I mean, I guess she is becoming more and more insane to the moment, but like, the thing is, I think when she's fully just, she's just rejected any sort of humanity in her, it's going to be very interesting then what the notebook pages actually look like, if she actually has the sense to actually write any of them down, because maybe she doesn't, who knows. Oh yeah, they are, that's true, bro. I know, it's pretty cool. Yeah, bro, I'll check it out after the stream, sure. I'll probably check it out in the morning and then I'll just send you what I think there. So I kind of want to display this at the moment. Right, page 183. Oh god, so she can still write her thoughts into a notebook. I mean, that's interesting. I wasn't planning to kill the hag so quickly. I was going to kill her anyway, but it was too soon. People who would normally assume that the Sonozaki family operates as a hierarchy, but that's not true. It's actually more like a segment of government. Several ministries stem from the main family, and each forms a hierarchy of its own. And its corruption, and its lies, and its literally even keeping secrets from other family members, and the fact that Shion actually exists as such a damaged person just because of her family. I mean, not a damaged person, but like, the fact that she's in the circumstances she's in thanks to her family, that just shows it. The corruption. Oh yeah, sure. Oh god. Didn't actually know you had stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, dude. I'll be done before the hour happens. Luckily, I've only got this to read, and then yeah, I'm gonna go to bed myself. But bro, isn't it like maybe, aren't you like 5 hours behind me though? Just kind of surprised you'd be having it that late. I mean, I suppose 7 PM really isn't that late. Oh. Okay then. I think that explains that. Yeah. Damn, so when I'm destroying my sleep schedule, it's literally day for you. Wow. It's literally 12:06 at the moment for me. God. These ministries don't communicate with one another. Yeah. The people who belong to a given ministry don't know what other ministries are doing. That way the Sonozaki family's dealings are kept perfectly secret. Interesting. I was about to say, what about like breaches of confidential information, but then don't communicate with one another, sort of explains that. Of course, the most important people in the family govern several ministries. Yeah. They know, of course, about their own ministries. And they know a little bit about the ministries their relatives run. Yeah. But none of them know everything. Yeah, I suppose. There are ministries that work in the open, there are ministries that work unseen, and there are some smaller ones that Audio runs herself. Mule seems to know about most of them, but she doesn't necessarily know all. In fact, she doesn't know about the curse. And that would actually be a very valid theory if the curse was just another mystery that was kept... Ministry. Very similar words, that's kind of confusing. But like, that's completely kept secret from everyone. Really wouldn't surprise me. She didn't know about the curse. Considering that, the fact that the hag died before I can interrogate her is a huge loss. Well, that's why you don't fucking kill people, Shion. I mean, to be fair, it is probably like the only place it is probably the only thing she could have done. But at the same time, my God, why couldn't she have just done it there? No, what? Because she get caught, you bloody idiot. Oh, I don't even know. It's just so sad, all of this. It's just so sad seeing, like, for example, here, a character that I really sort of felt like a nice connection to, you know, loads of positivity, loads of happiness, loads of everything. It's just turned into fucking this. It's even sadder that she thinks this is the most appropriate means of sort of stealing and taking revenge of the information. I mean, any rational person would probably try to find out the information and then report it to the police so these people could get the justice they deserve in prison, you know? Oh, nice one. God, that sounds cool. I'll be very interested into actually looking what it is. The head of the Kimiyoshi family was the one who called the main house most often after the 50 years curse. Interesting. Ah, nice one. Is it like a website that's just entirely built on the concept? My father called the second most. Father? God. My parents were still high in the hierarchy, but their stir caused by my mother's disownment still hung over us, so we got treated as outcasts. Damn. God. So the fact that my father received so many calls proved how much the hag valued us, despite the distance at which we were kept, demonstrating our own two-faced respect for both sides of the coin. Yeah. My father seems to be in charge of the Intelligence Bureau. He reported police information, gossip, and rumours going around in the Yakuza business to the hag. Oh, interesting. He silences, stirs, and distorts that information at her request. Oh. God, so I can't believe you can actually just do this. I mean, with an organisation that secret, you would have thought like all of this confidential information could be really. I mean, my God, if people find out that he's doing it, especially, God. So the Yakuza is a business. I thought it was a crime agency. Or maybe it's both, obviously. I mean, look at drugs, they're crime and they're business. Maybe it could be something like that. Silence, stirs, and distorts information at a request. By the way, my secret. By the way, my servant Kasai is an old friend of my father's. That must be why Kasai knows many things. Oh, so that's why she knows this. But I don't know if my father is involved in the curse's execution. Oh, God. I couldn't imagine if he was. Could you imagine just like a scene where Shion actually like fucking murders him? I mean, we don't see that in the anime, so I really fucking hope it doesn't happen. But yeah. My assumption is that although he gathered information on the police investigation about the case, he wasn't involved in the execution itself. God, I'm just really surprised that you can actually sort of be so secretive that you can actually be a worm to the police and sort of spy on them. God. I just don't get how you do it. The fact that my father and the hag have this close connection isn't widely known. Oh, people know that she uses his information network, but they don't look very far beyond that. Oh. In the same way, it's possible that a curse execution team exists under the hag's direct control. People just aren't aware of it. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing is about the curse execution, I suppose it could be. I mean, that could actually be a very likely theory, because you remember when Keiichi, when Ren and Mion in Onikakushi were actually going to kill him with the drug, and then I don't know what was going to happen after that. Maybe he was going to die, maybe he was just going to do, you know, the throat clawing thing. But it is actually very interesting, because when the doorbell was ringing in its final moments, really, there were like 5 people. Maybe they could have either just been like, you know, security guards, soldiers, stuff like that, or they could have been maybe like in a different picture, a different army, something like that, different sort of hired group for whatever purpose, or it could have been a Sonozaki lot. That would be where I put my money on, definitely. Yeah, I thought that was going to be the end. Yeah. Well, that was very, very interesting to read. I'm gonna be real. I really, really enjoyed this. I mean, my God, it was just sad seeing what Shion had to do. I mean, I'm gonna be real. If I'm honest, I did kind of expect a little more, but at the same time, I did kind of expect a little more in the aspect of, I just think the way she actually got into the torture house was like, I think there just could have been a little more on that. But at the same time, everything else was done so well. I mean, my God, I just loved everything, really. I really did. I mean, my God, it is just really, like, on a serious note though, it's really sad just seeing like how Sion's actually changing. I mean, and the thing is about this changing, it's not just gonna like suddenly go. She's not just gonna suddenly go to sleep and go, oh hey, I'm okay now. Sorry, that was just a you know, bad moment of mine. I wasn't feeling myself. No, it's not gonna happen. I mean, I have a feeling that like shit's gonna really get real after she's gone to the school. But yeah, I suppose that's what happens when they cry, really. Oh, I just really hope. There's the one scene. I don't know if you guys know about it. Let me just say Yurika. That's all I have to say from the anime. That happens in Meakashi. I'm really, really dreading it. I'm just really, really dreading that. That's the main thing I'm dreading, but a lot of other things as well. God, there's so much. There's so much I'm gonna dread. I don't even know if I'm gonna. I hope I'm gonna be able to finish this. I kind of feel that like the ending of this, it might become too much, but I kind of hope it won't, because this story is so fucking good. Yeah, I am, Miles. So you would have been surprised to know. To your surprise, I am finishing up. Hey, Miles, you're telling me about my sleep, and yet you're up at 16 past 12. I sense a little bit of corruption. God, well. Fair enough. What the flip? Obvious suspicion. Nah, that's really cool that oh, nice one. How was it? Oh, 2. Of course you're watching a film this late though. God, I'm gonna be real. I think if I watched films as much as you did, I would literally have so many cinema snacks that I probably only eat like popcorn and just not popcorn, but like puddings and sort of just junk food for the entire time. Ah, nice one. That's really good to hear. I'm really enjoying this. I mean, I think it's going to be very interesting as well in this plot, especially going to school. I do actually wonder what's going to happen, because this disturbed me so much when I watched it in the anime. I do remember a lot of what happened, but I don't actually remember what happened in the school, so it's going to be very interesting to sort of see. And it's going to be very interesting to sort of see what happens to Keiichi as well. This is sort of a part we forgot, but what is going to happen to him? And what is Shion going to do? Oh God, I keep on forgetting. She's going to pretend to be Mion. That's going to be even worse. Oh God, there's so much to look forward to. Oh, I'm really excited for tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to go to bed now. I'm going to... I love that I just answered your question, literally like... I mean, I didn't even intend to answer it, Miles, but I kind of answered it like the second you sent it. Yeah. No, I would not game this late into night. I am not that masochistic. Oh, after I finish the game. You stream bomb. I'm gonna do something insane. When I finish this stream, I am going to play. Right, hang on a second. I'm actually going to show you what I'm going to play. I am going to play When They Cry Tsumi Horoboshihen. Oh, bet you weren't expecting that. Oh my god. How unpredictable. Oh, that's good. I always like looking at the achievements to see how long of the story we have left. That's good. We have quite a lot of the stream. We have quite a lot of stuff left, which is really good. So, yeah. I'm just guessing at which scene is the right one at this point. Okay, there we are. Pigcrafter is really good, to be fair. I used to be really good on the game, but then the blooming game reset my progress. I'm going to be real. I don't really think I want to stream anything. I could do Mars, but the only thing is I just don't really think I want to... I don't really want to stream things that sort of... I don't know, don't really come natural to me. I mean, I just don't really see the fun in gaming anymore. I just kind of want to stream like things that really appeal to me, because yeah, that is the sort of main reason I'm doing this, to sort of like do it just to have fun, really. Yeah, I don't game at all. Oh no, Miles, I was talking about streaming Minecraft, but I could do a movie react video, but the only thing is I'm going to be real, I just don't really want to make YouTube content anymore. But maybe if I ever, like, maybe when I get my better PC, you know, that $1,000 PC I was thinking of saving up for, maybe when I get that, I could be getting back into making videos. But the only thing is, with videos like those, I'll probably make documentaries on topics I find really interesting. Because I definitely wanted to make a few, especially a few When They Cry documentaries. Definitely. Maybe I could also make some sort of, well, I don't know, documentaries on Umineko. Umineko. The best thing that's not when they cry. Thumbs up. Oh, that's a shame, bro. I don't really want to do the busking Diablo thing again. I mean, it was very fun when I did it. I did it like 3 years of my life, but the only thing is, yeah, I just... See, the thing is about busking Diablo, it is really, really fun, but because you're playing with a Diablo, it could be a big safety hazard, and I just don't really want to risk it. Oh, I got nothing from the circus. It was just a free thing. It was just sort of like, you know, get involved with people you know, really. It was really fun. I was just doing it voluntary, really. Oh my god, Miles. That would be funny. Yeah, I did, bro. That could maybe be cool, Miles. But like I said, I just don't really know. The thing is about YouTuber's Life especially, I have already completed the game once, so I don't really know if it would be fun doing it again. But I don't know. Let's see what happens in the future, really. I mean, maybe after When They Cry. Maybe after, like, everything. After year 11 as well, because I definitely won't be streaming much when I have, like, exam shit going on. But, yeah, maybe after that I can do some more things. I don't know. But, yeah, currently I just really want to get focused on sort of doing as much as the visual novel as I can, really. Because, God, this game is so, so good. Yeah, I really want to do the same, bro. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I mean, I'm going to be real. I think a lot of the things I like, Miles, are things that, unless you get really good at them, you can't really stream. I mean, I really want to learn, like, well, I really want to learn. I have been learning for, like, the last months. But I really want to get enough money to sort of be able to get all the plugins to do it. But music production, I can't stream that. I can't really stream the Photoshop stuff I want to learn. And When They Cry is the only game I sort of really want to stream. So, yeah, I don't know. Can't really do much, but yeah, I like what I'm doing. So, and I think that's the best thing ultimately, because I'm sort of doing this for my entertainment mostly. The village building. What do you mean by the village building? Do you mean like in the thing you guys are doing? in the DIY server. Oh my god. Oh. Wait, so do you mean, are you talking about in real life, or are you talking in like a stream setting? Because I think if it was in real life, that would just be like the equivalent of a... Oh, right, yeah. I thought you could have been talking about what you were doing in Minecraft in the server. But like, no. That would be the literal equivalent of a camera nightmare. But it kind of would be... It would be really cool at the same time, though. No, I know, bro. We're building a fucking village! Bro, I am getting destroyed right now. Right, guys. No, Miles, I do know it. It's just I kind of got it wrong. I kind of hate saying mistaken. It sounds weird, but and mistook sounds weird as well. Mistaken. No, I kind of mistaken it. I kind of had mistaken. No, had mistaken. That sounds fine. I kind of had mistaken it for what I had kind of mistaken it for what was I going to say? For, you know, when you were talking about that city building thing in DIY. That's what I did that. I mean, I climbed the trees all day. Well, not all day, but like all break time, so I definitely kind of could. I'd say I'm definitely really strong in my leg department. It's just like my upper body strength. I don't know. I mean, I'd say my core's definitely really strong, but like the thing is about my arms, because I haven't done swimming for a long time, my muscles have sort of deteriorated. But I'm gonna be real. Swimming's one of those things that I don't even think I could do it even if I wanted to, because firstly I'd be like burnt out because of my collarbone breaking, and like the thing is, the swimming, just doing it sort of reminds me of the worst period of my life, and I wouldn't really want to get reminded of that, so I wouldn't really want to do it. No, I can lift myself. I actually can. I have done a pull-up though. I can do them. I don't know, but I definitely should. But to be fair, Miles, I've never actually tried doing pull-ups with stretched legs, so yeah, you can't really say much. You've probably done it a lot. Yeah, no, I know. I mean, the thing is about like swimming with me, you know. I don't know if you probably know a little bit, but you probably don't know how bad like my year 9 and 10 were. God. Oh my god, yes. Bro, that would be amazing. We could do swimming races. Oh my god. I have a feeling me and you, we probably have like really big competition. I don't know if anyone else can swim. Hamish would definitely be able to swim. There is no way Hamish can't swim. No way. I reckon Lucas as well. He's probably really good at swimming. I don't know about anyone else. But those are the people I'd sort of assume are cracked at it, you know. Who knows though? Maybe I'm just talking gibberish. God. Really? Wow. God, I mean, I know we probably shouldn't talk about like what actually happened in public, but like what actually happened in terms of like, you know, bullying and stuff like that. But like, God, that's insane. I mean, I don't know. Oh, this year's been the worst year for me, easily, without a doubt. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I think the whole sort of friend group getting really, really good. Oh yeah, my timetable in year 10, easily some of the worst shit I think I've ever experienced. I mean, my God, there is not a day that's good. There is not a single day out of 5 bloody days that the teachers organising my timetable could have thought, like, let's just make it remotely good. Like, no, there's not a single day that I could genuinely say that I would like to sort of relive if I ever, I don't know, relive the day of year 10. Maybe Tuesday's probably my best day, but yeah, I don't know. Everything's terrible. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I think this year's been really bad for me because a lot of the bullies. I mean, no, I don't really want to talk about why on public, but yeah, I can. But yeah, I think my year's ranked. So from worst to best, I'll probably say worst is year 10, then year 7, then year 9, then year 8, probably. No, I'm going to be real. Because year 7 was hell for me. It was one of the worst times of my life, easily. Oh, I hated year 7 so much. Ah, see you, bro. Hope you have a good one. And yeah, good luck with what you said you were going to do. Yeah, cheers. I know. Good luck with late sleeping. And, oh my God, Miles. Are you doing... No, I don't even... Oh my God, are you doing English homework? Don't you have English Wednesday 1 and 2? Because... No, I know. Oh, right. Oh my God, I feel so bad for you. Well, I'm going to be real. Oh my God, you're doing it at 12:30 though. My God, that is some dedication right there. God, not even I do that. The latest I've probably done homework is maybe like, I don't even know, maybe like 9 p.m. at the very most. I really don't know. But yeah, anyway guys, I think I'm gonna wrap up now because yeah, I'm getting fucking tired. So yeah, see you guys. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you guys are excited as excited as I am for the next chapter of this, because holy shit. I'm very scared, but I'm also very interested. That's probably the worst. No, I know, Mars. It is kind of an L. Oh God, that's even worse. Coursework is pain. Right, see you guys. Hope you have a good one. And yeah, Miles, good luck with pain. No, I know, I really can't wait for the next part of this game as well. It's going to be so fun. I wonder what's going to happen. But yeah, see ya! Sobbing.